Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm doing this preview inside the shop to start this with because we've finally got some winter weather, which is a little bit ahead of schedule, but it's pretty chilly, pretty windy. Got like 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's only about 28 degrees, and the wind chill and all that. So what I'm going to be doing now is, in the last video you saw that I did the soffits and fascias and all the aluminum and all that kind of thing. I kind of did in conjunction with it. I was doing some of the Hardie board, the James Hardie Board Batten along with it, but I didn't obviously show any of that because I felt that should be a video by itself. So before I show this of, doing that siding, I was asked by a company called Vuzix if I wanted to try out a pair of smart glasses, and smart glasses are they're pretty neat. It's something that they're Bluetooth, they connect to the internet. You can video with them, which is mainly what I'll be using it for, so you can see what I'm doing instead of having to wear, when I put it on my head or put it on my chest. These are actual glasses, and I'll show you in a minute. But you can see what you can actually see. There's a little viewfinder, and you can see what you are taking video of. But the neat thing is, let's say that I needed to fix one of the excavators and I needed to talk to a mechanic. I can actually do a conference call with him, and he can see what I'm looking at, and I could see him, like if you hooked up to Zoom or one of those type of platforms. So I think that's pretty neat. You can go to the internet, you can watch a YouTube video if you were trying to see how to do something that you didn't know how to do. So it's pretty neat. So I'm going to just show this quick because I am going to be videoing with this. So this is how it comes. It comes in a nice case, and basically this is the, if you can see that, but I'll show it better afterwards. That's the viewfinder. So this goes two different ways. You can either put it on your hat, which is, they have a hat mount. These two go together because there's a battery. This will run, it has an internal battery itself, but obviously it wouldn't last as long, and this will last, I believe, up to 3 hours. So that's part of what goes on the other side. So they've given me, because if you wear glasses, these are lensless glasses, so you can wear your regular glasses and still wear these. So the you would put that on like that. You'd put the battery on that side, and then it's got the cable that can hook them together. And again, you can run it. I forget, I think it runs about a half an hour by itself without running on that battery. So you don't have to use the, the external battery. And then they also have a head strap. I guess this would probably, to me, would seem to give a a tighter, if you were doing something that you were moving around, a lot, I think this would make things more stable, the video more stable. So I'm probably going to try it out with the glasses at first, just because it would make it easier for me, wearing a hat without, being outside. So I'm going to be trying this out. I'm going to be telling you what I think about it, and I'll point out when I'm using the video that comes from that. It's 4K, so it's got excellent video quality. So again, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be installing vertical cement board siding. It's called Board and Batten. So you'll get to see that process, and it's a slow process. It's slow just because there's so much of it to put on. I've got 80 sheets, I believe, of it to go. There's a lot of siding on this house. So let's get started. All right, so I started this before I videoed it because I was in a hurry, and I got the lift set up over here. This is where the outdoor kitchen is going to be, if you want to know in reference to where I am. So I brought all the plywood around with the skid steer because, there's 12 sheets I got to move around. This is pretty strong over here, but it's still better it's just easier to have the plywood underneath. It keeps it stable. So I'm going to show, and here's the glasses that are put together. So there's the battery. There is the viewfinder. I'll try to get a shot of what it looks like in there after. Let's see, I'll turn that. I'm not sure if this will pick it up or not. I believe there's a way that I can record what's on the screen too, but I'm not smart enough yet to remember how to do that. I did have like a 2-hour training with them, so if somebody was interested in this, you don't just get this and have to do it on your own. They will go over it with you, so that was very good as well. But so I'm going to record some video with this, but I'm going to show what I did up there so you can see it as I go, and you'll have an idea of how the rest of it's going to go. All right, so what I did, I put this one half on, so this way it'll line them up. I won't have to worry about lining them up. I won't have to worry about them being offline in case there was a deviation in the bottom of the beam here, which would make it move. This one's in place. Just have to cut it and get this one installed. And like I said, it is freezing. Now I've got the sun out here, which is nice, and of course all summer I always wanted to work in the shade, and now I want to work in the sun, and it won't be here yet for a couple more. It's there, but it'll probably be another 2 hours before I get sun over here. All right, so I've got it on. Let me take a video of myself here. So all right, I've got it on. Let me take a video of myself so you can see. And the nice thing is this has voice commands. So it will tell you on the screen, it'll say, say hello. And I don't want to say it now because I'll make it do things. But you can also say start recording. So I am recording. You can see that. So let me climb up and I will show you what I'm doing. I'll try to keep this one going at the same time. But so what I did, because again, doing this by myself, though I do have Uncle Greg come here to help on the bigger sheets. I try to do as much as I can without bothering him. So I need this to hang down over here because this is going to obviously get finished underneath. So I have it down 1 1/4 inches, the thickness of a 5/4 board. And so that's my drop down right here. I've screwed these in. And because this cement board is heavy. It's probably 80 pounds, I would say 80 to 90 pounds. So when you're trying to get it out there, it's tough. So I put one there and I put one there. And this way I could, bring the lift up, get it right in there and get it into place. So I'm going to move those. Obviously that piece is a lot shorter, so it'll be a lot lighter, but I'm still going to use both of them because again, it is heavy. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do. There's going to be a piece of flashing that I've made up over the top of that, and then we'll start in the middle here, and that is where the sheets of the vertical siding, the board batten siding, will go. So yep, and I wish I could record the screen to show you, but it's pretty neat because I'm looking at everything. What it's seeing, I can see it right in my, both eyes are open. Let's see, so you can see both eyes are open and I can see right here. And all I have to say is right now I could say, Vuzix, stop recording. And it stopped. And it's ready to go for something else. It says in there, I don't want to say it because it'll do it, but you can make it do a picture. It'll go to, you can go to the camera, you can go to the internet, you can go to whatever. So it's pretty neat. So I think I'm going to like these. So let me get a little farther down, a little bit farther down, a little bit more move down that way, and then I'll keep showing this. I'll keep showing what I'm doing so you can see, and maybe this will be good for some of you guys. It's definitely going to be good for me. All right, so I wanted to show this. I got in touch with the company, and their tech got back to me as to how to do this. So this should be recording the screen now, so I can show you. There we go. So we're going to go back to the camera. So to get it to go, hello, Vuzix. And start recording. So there it goes. So I'm not near the house right now. I'll walk over just to show. So here, if I was working, there you go. You can just do that. And then this is pretty neat because you can show somebody how to use this, which is, well, which is a pretty good thing. So hello, Vuzix. Stop. So there you go. So that shows it doing that. And so now what I have to do is go back. I have to go back to get to the screen recording. Let me go back to that. Screen recording. And stop. All right, so there's the flashing. This way, when the sheet comes down, water will run out and over. This will get stapled back in here and then cut so that it doesn't stick out. All right, so I just put it on, and it's nice. You say, hello, Vuzix. She turns on, and then you can say, well, I can't say it now because I'm doing it, but it rhymes with recording. So what I do is I cut the sheet. I've got a comforter on a larger pallet that I made. That's the one that I used for the 10-foot sheets of wall sheathing. And so now I can just put it there, pull it forward onto this plank that I have on top, and close the gate so we don't go out the door, and pull this onto there like that. Because what it's going to do is I'm just going to, this is the face, the good face, so I'm going to turn it and get behind it and stand it up. But I'm going to get up there. I'm going to get up there first so you can see how it goes. So I don't even have to move that for now because I'm going to be going up. Get my tools back on. Got to put my tool vest back on, so that's what you're seeing here. I don't like to get in the skid steer with it because the hammer hook and all the other stuff will make a hole in the seat. We don't want that. So again, to see how this works, start it up. This makes it go up. I think that should be good. The hardest part here doing this by myself is making sure you've got all the tools ready to go, because once it's out there, you won't be able to get them, or meaning I won't be able to get them. So I've got to make sure it's close. So that should work. This is the hardest part right here because these sheets are very they like to bend. Of course, right on the hose is not where I want that to be. So what I do is I put those two boards on there so that they can't, see that? So that they can't fall off. And I've got a plumb line right there so that I can look at that and make sure it's plumb. And if everything, yeah, that's good. There's the line right there, right in the center, and this just fires in. And the one thing that I didn't do, because I was in a hurry to make this clip, is you want to go 1632 and put these lines on it when it's down on the ground, not up here. But that's what happens when you're thinking of 15 other things. So these are 16 on center. The battens go. So it's basically, it is 16. You don't have to account for anything else. So it's just 16, 32, make the lines, and that's where you shoot them because the battens will cover all that. So that's an idea of how that works. You can see down there. And that's what I'm going to do. The next sheet, the next ones are smaller. So this is a little bit easier. The full 10-foot sheets are not something you can really do by yourself. But all right, so I got to do that a couple more times. And but yeah, with these glasses, it's great because I can see what I'm doing. You know, as I'm doing it for you. But you know, if I had the headset on, it's a little bit harder when you've got a GoPro, and those batteries do not last as long on a GoPro. So, all right, we'll come back after. Vuzix, stop recording. All right, we're on the verge of the maximum wind capabilities or safe capabilities of this lift. And the wind is blowing directly at me, so that's a plus. So it's not going to blow it forwards or backwards. But and I also have the shelter of the Gable here a little bit, and I'm not that high. I'm high enough. You wouldn't want to fall over. Anyway, for safety, let's close the door. But I just wanted to show this is the best way to cut these out. Just drill. I've got a 3/4 inch hole. I just drilled in each corner, then I can take the Sawzall, cut that right out. So that's the easiest way to do it. I'm not sure what sequence this one will come up in, but I know I did one of the other ones. Yeah, you can see that. Luckily it's warm. It's about 55 degrees, so it's not bad. But I'm not sure. But the other one I used a grinder to cut through because I didn't have a drill bit with me, so I used the grinder to cut through to get it started. But this is much easier because then you just go corner to corner. You don't have to mess with it. All right, so here this one is finished. So you can see all the battens, everything's caulked in place. Vent is in. The only thing I have to do now, I have to go over the vents. Were not here when I was doing it, so I just got the last one today. Actually, I have to paint it yet, but I'm going to put that one in tomorrow. It's the same size as that, so I just have to put that in tomorrow. And then I have one more gable left to do on that side, the one that's over our bathroom, and then I have little ones like that to do, but that's no big deal. And I still have the dormers in the front, so that I'll make on a separate video because that'll be a lot of work in itself. So I think I'm going to end it here. It's still windy, as you can see. Hopefully the sound is not terrible on here, but I want to get this video up. And I am impressed with those Vuzix Smart Glasses. So you will see more of those because I do like it, you know, being right there. They're light and they look at what you can see what I'm looking at. So I really like those and look forward to those using those in future videos as well. So as usual, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Okay. All right. I gotta switch buckets. Yep. Well, it's right there. I just have to drop the bucket and get the fork. We don't want to take it back once it gets up there. That's up. You know the guy's going to come, right? Yeah, right here. In the middle, because I do have to. Sticking out. Right? So I would say, first off, you got to get it down on the ground. Or actually, no. Let's pull your corner. Yeah. Keep it on the fence. We don't even have to pick it up. What are you? I'll go 6 inches. 1.5 inches you. On me? My stomach's right. Okay. Stand it up. Watch the bottom. Watch the bottom. Yep. Up there, I'll put it up here. You got it? Yep. Yep. Did that just blow? Did you see that as soon as we got there? We're gonna make it. There was always something going on. Yeah. I guess just throw that blanket inside just so that it doesn't get wet. Do if it doesn't have to. Board across that.
No, I see what you mean. Misty, what's the matter? Never shut up. Never, ever.
You want to pick me up?
Don't pick up Misty. Don't pick her up.
She wants you to.
She'll sit on your lap, but don't pick her up.
Yeah. All right, a little pro tip here. This is what I use to keep these larger sheets from slipping off. So if you have to stack a sheet on top of another sheet, a strike plate for just a regular lock set works perfectly because it's rolled back and it's smooth. Number one, it's not going to do minimal scratching, but this, no matter where you do the joint, normally you're having a piece of trim cover it, but either that or it'll be flashing. But the thing I like about it is, the edge is rolled back. That's where the bolt, slides over it. So it lets you slide it down in, but yet brings it perfectly aligned, tight. So anyway, that's what I use. Works well. You don't have to worry about the sheet popping off, especially if they're if there's a nail sticking out of the wall or something you missed somewhere underneath some house wrap, that would hold the sheet out. It could knock the bottom out and it can fall down. And as you can see, that's a long way. Well, you can't really tell, but that's a long way down. You'd wreck the sheet. You could wreck somebody else. You could break a window, cut your air hose in half, whatever. But just a quick pro tip on that. And I'm going to show you afterwards what I do to hold the to start the sheets on the bottom. I'll do one on that when I get down to it. But I took this off and forgot to talk about it, so I actually just in being transparent, I did put this back in because I forgot to video it. But that's where it was, and that's what it's for. All right, so I've got to get this piece of trim across here by myself today. So this is just another tip. Just get where it's going to start, because without somebody to hold this would be pretty much impossible to do, and it'd take a lot longer. Just take a scrap piece of wood, put it on the line. You can sit this in here, start down that end, level it, shoot it. Once you shoot a couple of shots into it, then you can come down here and finish nailing here. Take this off, and this nail will not affect anything because this is in another batten. Obviously, you wouldn't want to put the piece of wood here because there's nothing in between here, so this will be covered up and sealed. So just another tip. All right, it's time to batten down the hatches. No pun intended. Actually, it was pun intended, wasn't it? So these are 1x3 made of the same material, so they're still fiber cement, and I pre-cut those. And there's 10 of them in that batch, so I don't want to have to move the lift. So I'm gonna do what I can do, come down, and then I'll move and finish the rest of it. But let's get a few of those up, and I'll get a little clip of it. All right, putting the battens on. Got another beautiful day. It was like 40 degrees this morning, 65 right now, little light breeze. Good day at the office. So let me set this up and see if I can capture a little bit of this. It's not the easiest way to, this is a hard one to video. Too much moving around, no good place to put the camera. And as I talked about, I'm gonna be showing these glasses from Vuzix that are phenomenal things. I just haven't had time to be able to get it out and get them on. I've been so busy, but you will see it upcoming, because this would be a good spot for them. My luck though, they'd fall off while I was doing this. But basically what I do is plumb this. These are obviously in line with the one above, and I'll get all these in, and then I'll drop down and I'll bring it all the way down, then I'll come back up and I'll start caulking. So that's basically how those are going. Let's get another one. I measured all these yesterday before I was done up doing the top part, so I knew. So this morning, and you want to cut these should be about 1/4 inch short, so they don't sit on the bottom rail for water wicking purposes. Alright, so that's about it. Like I said, we got 5 more to go on this one. Then I'll drop down, plumb it all the way down to the bottom. Plumb it, that doesn't sound good. I don't want to plumb it. I'm going to plumb the boards. So, alright, let me finish that across. And what is usually the hardest part for most people is caulking and doing a good job of it. So all these battens have to be caulked. And this is good caulk. This Quad Max, this is the same color, but you can always tell a professional caulk over when you buy it at a box store when the spouts screw on. So there's 2 reasons for that. One, you can vary the size, so you don't have to waste. If you need one bead where it's going to be thicker, if you're filling in a bigger area, you can cut it off bigger, and then when you need it smaller, so you don't waste the tube. Because once you cut it, obviously, if it's small, it's fine, but once you cut big, you can't do anything with it. And the other thing is, you don't have to worry if you don't finish the whole tube today. You can just leave that tip on. It will solidify. You can just spin it off, and you always have extra tips, so you can save them. You save the extra ones, and then you just cut it to what you need it for, and take the old one off, put the new one on, and your caulk is good to go. So again, this is something that not very few people are good at, but you can also vary the amount coming out based on the speed at which you go. So I think I can reach this whole one from here. Nope, I can't. On these bigger ones, you have to keep moving the lift. So that's basically that. And then This is the part that most people have the problem with, is that. So there you go. So that's one there. This one I think I can reach. Nope, will I? Probably can't. I'll just do this one from here. And if you have like box store, I mean the best one you can buy at a box store is GE. But oh, I've already done those. So let me just move up. And I can finish those. All the good luck ladybugs are out. Come on, get out of there. You want to try to get these done relatively like before they skin over, which is like 15 minutes. So you kind of want to stay on the same area that you're on. Otherwise you'd want to wait. You know, you're better off to wait till tomorrow or the next day to once it's already dry, just so you don't mess it up. Now they say don't finger it or tool it, which I don't really understand why. That's what it would look like if you didn't do that. And you always get some air. That was a little bit of air that popped out over there. So that's why I'm not sure. I think they just think that people will make a mess. This is pre-painted siding. And it's great that it's pre-painted, but I'm still probably going to paint this in probably a year or two afterwards, just because it still isn't, I don't think it's like a good finished product. It's much better because it's primed and painted and it's baked on, so you're getting, I think it's better than getting it buying it natural and then having to prime and paint it. Plus it gives you more time because you're not supposed to let the regular one sit, because it will absorb water. But it's still, you want to paint over and cover all the caulk and everything, and then, but I think that's probably why they say it, because they don't want you to see this, the caulk versus the paint. That is my guess, but I don't know. But I've always done this forever that way, and that's the way I'm going to keep doing it. So, all right, that's about another 400 of them to go. Well, one of the things that I totally forgot to put in when I was doing this, and I've already done it, was the gate so they won't fall out, was a gable vent. Gable vents in over there. So I'm going to cut one in over here. So I went and painted them so they're black and they match. So this is going to be a 12 by 18. The other one is a 14 by 24. So I'm going to put these in and I'll show you how it goes. I'd show you the vent, but I didn't bring it up yet. I'll show it to you after. All right, so the other thing that the reason for this decorative bit up here is just really because that's where the sheet broke off. And as I thought about doing the big gable over there, I wanted to, the new thing now is putting it 3D, so putting it out at the, it would be putting it out here, having a 3D. I'm pretty sure that's just going to be a place for nesting birds, bees, wasps, everything else. So I like it like that, so that's why I'm doing it like that. So in theory, I should have brought this down here when I did it. I will do it on the other ones. I'll take that in consideration. Again, this was the first one that I had done, the second one second one I had done. I don't think I did anything on the first one, which I'll have to add in, the one by our bedroom. So anyway, I went up in the, you know, I've got a room up here. So I went up there, and it should be about 2 feet down to start would be good. And I don't want it too close to that. Again, that one is probably about 12 inches down. So that would be just about right. So I'm going to go somewhere in this vicinity, right there. All right, I'll show you when I mark it out. All right, so what I marked out here, so this is my 2 feet down. I'm going to, this is roughly where I want the vent to start or to end up. Then there's going to be a 3.5 inch trim over the top and a 2.5 inch trim on the side. I'm going to make a little bit of a sill on this and then an apron underneath it as well. So this one looks a little more decorative. The one up there, I didn't do that just because it's so high up that you can't really see it. This one too, if you can see, I'm pretty high up here as well, but you'll still be, this will be a visual that you'll be able to see a little bit more than that one. That one is probably 15, 18 feet higher than this one is. So what I'm going to do is, this is cement board, so I've got to cut it twice, unfortunately, it makes a lot of dust, but I need to cut it past enough so that the flange can fit, in. And I don't know the final, you don't know exactly where it's going to end up, where the final cut will need. So I'll have to cut them both again, but I want to make enough room so that I can get in there. So this is 2 inches past where it needs to be, and that one's 2 inches past where it needs to be. So I'll cut this one out, get it out of the way, and then I can make the hole and cut it out. And because this caulk is so strong, you gotta cut that. It's all coming out, but you'll never get the board out without ripping everything apart. I don't fight with it. So give that a cut. Not sure if I cut all the way through it. Yep, I guess I did. As the blade wears out, sometimes you don't get all the way through on the last one. So that's pretty much where we're at. Bend these nails over, never leave nails sticking up. That drives me crazy. I see workers on jobs all the time, they rip boards out and they leave them sticking up. And if you've ever stepped on a nail, hopefully you never have, but if you have, you won't want to do it again. And if you haven't, I would tell you that you don't want to do it. You can actually hear it as it crunches into your skin. Pleasant. All right, I got to move the lift down a little bit. All right, so again, this is the center. So it's 12, so we go 12.5 on the width and 18.5 on the height. So we'll go 6 1/4 on the width, and from that you can just move 12.5 over, but that'll be equal. That will make, and if you want to verify that, you see, there we go, 12 1/4, see? And same thing on the height. So we're starting from there. So it's 18.5 from that one, which is there. That one will come across. So that'll just get squared. I'll show you after I do it, and we'll cut it out. And they made this gable correct. There is no studs in the middle. They did this one right. The other one over there, I don't know what happened, but there was framing. They did not make a gable stud for a vent, which was clearly on the plans for it, but that's all right. I got it in. Just had to do a little extra work. And no, I did not cut the truss. All right, so we've got our marks. I got one there, so I know I don't go past because I don't want to have to paint this. That one there. Again, my level is 2 inches, so it makes it easy for not having to worry about it. Well, you can see it's a hair off, but that's okay. And again, this gives a 1/2 inch play, 1/4 inch on either side, more than you really need. You could just go 1/4 if you wanted to, but it doesn't matter either way because it's gonna be hidden. All right, so this gets cut out. So basically I will start a couple of cuts. The easiest way, and of course I didn't bring one, is if you bring like an inch paddle bit and drill in each corner like that, then the Sawzall, it's much easier to just to go all the way around. Like that side effect. But I didn't bring one. And I didn't really want to wreck one. I'd use an old one on this because the cement board, unless you use one that's for cement, then you're going to get to wood and it won't drill through. It'll just make a smoke storm. So what I'm going to do is take the grinder and I'll just make a cut through and it'll work. So, but that has to get cut out and then install it and then trim it. So let's do it. I'll get the other one up there when I'll have to move that up to more easily cut that top. All right, that will let it go through. I'm not going to video the whole thing, but just to show you how, just get it started. All right, so you get the idea. Pretty easy. Zip, zip, zip. I'll show you when I get it out. All right, I held on to it and got the camera on. So there you go. So you can see perfectly. Thankfully I went up there. I saw where that sleeper went across. Missed it. There's a 2x4 right here that goes across. The plywood must have broke right here. So that's perfect. It's a perfect spot. Let me go get it. I gotta go down. I forgot, like I said, I forgot to bring it up. All right, so here's the vent. It's aluminum. I painted it. No, it did not look that good when I got it. It looked like that. So that is ready to go, and silicone around behind it. Just be careful, don't get silicone on anything you want painted because it doesn't paint. Silicone does not paint, so make sure of that. So just run a bead of silicone and don't make it too big because it will squish out. And like I said, you do not want this on anything that you want paint on. But it is much better than regular caulk. And like I said, the trim is going to be caulked all the way around it. Make sure you get it right side up, because if you put it upside down, that wouldn't be good. See, it still comes out no matter what you do. It's going to come out. But it's going to be hidden. So I'm going to fasten that with just a couple little nails, and then that will get trimmed around. Well, I forgot to bring the nails up here, but we'll do the next best thing. rivets. As you can see, I rivet the metal together anyway, so this works just as well. So just keep them a little on the outside. Drill. 3/8 rivet. Black. Doesn't matter because you'll be covered, but push in, snap. There you go. This just need about 6 of them. It'll be fine because, like I said, trim's going around it anyway. There it is. So I'm using 3.5 on the top. So that's going to get cut again up like that. And going to use 2.5 on the sides with the top overhanging. So it will be like that. And then I will probably, well, I don't know. I may not. I may just run a piece. I was going to put a little sill on it to make it look more like a window. I'll do that on the front ones. I don't think I'm going to do it on this one. This one's just going to have a flat piece across like that. Yeah, there's no need to put one on this one. This, you can't really see this one. The one in the front, I'll make it look like a window. See, what I don't like about this cement board, if you can see it, is anything that's bigger than 2.5. Well, I guess so that won't be. So that'll be all right. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll make it the same. I don't know. Just makes a bigger shelf. More waste for when you're not really going to see this one. I don't know. This one I'll probably just do like that. The ones in the front, I'll make it look like a little windowsill. Probably not. I'll probably rip it down. Doesn't need to be 2.5 inches wide. I don't know. But on this one, until I decide, I'm just doing it regular. So that'll just, I have to cut that down just a little bit, little reveal, like that. And that'll be that. Alright, so there you go. So it looks like a window. The only thing I've got to do is, obviously, as you saw in the other one, I'm doing that trim in black. So this will get painted, but since I just caulked everything, I can't paint it till tomorrow. And it's almost Thanksgiving. We're heading to, we usually go to Tennessee for Thanksgiving since David's passing, but we are going because of the hurricane. We could not rent the same house that we normally do, so we're going to be heading to a little bit north of Wilmington, North Carolina. And this time my daughter Brittany and son-in-law Kevin are coming, Uncle Greg as well. So I only have a little bit of time in the morning to paint this, and then it's Thanksgiving time.